Welcome to week 5 of ARC 313, Professional Practice 1. This session focuses on Republic Act 9514, also known as the Fire Code of the Philippines, along with its 2019 revised implementing rules and regulations. This law serves as a legal framework that governs fire safety requirements for all buildings and premises in the country. Fire safety is a non-negotiable responsibility in architecture. Your role as a designer and professional involves integrating fire protection systems, egress planning, and fire-resistant materials into the built environment. These elements are essential not only to satisfy legal obligations, but also to protect human life and property. In this lecture, we'll examine RA 9514 from both its legal perspective and architectural implications, including classification of occupancies, required fire protection systems, the fire safety inspection certificate, and your duties during plan review, construction, and post-occupancy. After completing this lecture, students should be able to describe the history and legal scope of RA 9514 and the 2019 IRR, identify required fire protection systems, and design considerations based on occupancy classification, and understand the professional and ethical obligations of architects in ensuring compliance with the fire code. These objectives reflect competencies needed for both board exam preparation and professional practice, particularly for coordinating with the Bureau of Fire Protection during building permit and inspection phases. Architects play a direct role in the preparation of fire safety plans and documentation. The discussion will emphasize the fire code as a dynamic, enforceable code that affects not just design and documentation but also liability, certification, and operational safety throughout a building's life cycle. Fire safety is a fundamental aspect of architectural design because fire poses one of the greatest risks to life, property, and environment. Architecture must incorporate passive and active fire protection strategies to reduce the spread of fire, allow time for evacuation, and facilitate fire suppression. Passive protection includes elements like fire-rated walls, compartmentation, and material resistance, while active systems include sprinklers, smoke detectors, and alarms. Architects must integrate both systems seamlessly into their plans while respecting the building's form and function. RA 9514 emphasizes the architect's role as a preventive agent, requiring early coordination with fire safety professionals and plan evaluators. This ensures that fire risks are mitigated not just during construction but also in the long-term use and maintenance of the facility. Republic Act 9514 was enacted in 2008, repealing Presidential Decree Number 1185. The law modernized and strengthened the fire safety regulatory system in the Philippines, giving broader powers to the Bureau of Fire Protection and updating requirements based on international fire protection standards. The primary goal of the Fire Code is to establish minimum requirements and standards for the design, operation, and maintenance of buildings to protect people and property from fire and explosion hazards. It applies to both public and private sectors and covers all types of buildings, including existing and proposed developments. RA 9514 works in conjunction with the National Building Code. All building permit applications are required to comply with the fire code, and no occupancy is allowed without a valid fire safety inspection certificate issued by the Bureau of Fire Protection. The Bureau of Fire Protection, or BFP, under the Department of the Interior and Local Government, is the principal implementing agency of RA 9514. It is responsible for fire prevention, suppression, investigation, and enforcement of fire safety regulations nationwide. Local government units work in tandem with the BFP fire marshals to inspect establishments, approve fire safety plans, and issue or revoke permits. However, final authority rests with the BFP, especially in the case of enforcement, sanctions, and adjudication of appeals. The 2019 revised IRR further empowers the BFP to evaluate fire safety measures at all stages, from pre-design, permitting, construction, and final inspection. This underscores the need for architects to submit compliant fire and life safety assessments early and coordinate directly with the local fire stations. Under RA 9514, buildings are categorized into occupancy classifications, similar to the National Building Code. Assembly A, Educational E, Residential R, Business B, Mercantile M, Industrial I, Storage S, and High Hazard H. Each classification has different fire safety requirements based on risk level, occupancy load, and activity. For example, active assembly occupancies like theaters and stadiums require multiple exit routes, smoke management systems, and crowd control features. Industrial and high-hazard structures, on the other hand, demand special suppression systems, compartmentalization, and chemical containment measures. It is essential for architects to correctly classify the building type at the planning stage, as this determines fire separation distances, required suppression systems, and allowable floor areas. Misclassification may result in plan rejection, costly redesign, or endangerment of occupants. All buildings under RA 9514 must meet minimum general fire safety standards, which include fire-resistive construction, proper storage, and handling of combustible materials, and the provision of emergency power and lighting systems. These requirements apply to both new constructions and existing structures undergoing renovation or change of use. Key elements of fire-safe buildings include fire detection and alarm systems, fire exits, compartmentalization, and the use of non-combustible materials in key areas like the stairwells, corridors, and vertical shafts. Requirements vary depending on the structure's occupancy, classification, and size. The 2019 IRR emphasizes not only installation but also maintenance and testing of fire protection systems. Architects, in coordination with engineers and facility managers, must ensure that systems are not only designed correctly but remain operational throughout the building's life cycle. The means of egress, comprising of exits, corridors, stairs, and exit access, must allow safe and timely evacuation in case of fire. RA 9514 stipulates the minimum number, size, and location of exits based on occupant load, travel distance, and floor level. Every floor must have at least 2 exits, spaced adequately to prevent entrapment. Stairways must be fire-rated, enclosed with fire-resistant walls, and accessible from all parts of the floor. Exit doors should swing in the direction of travel and remain unlocked from the inside during occupancy. Illuminated exit signs and emergency lighting are also mandatory to guide occupants during low visibility. Architects must integrate egress systems early in the design process. Clear egress paths, door and corridor widths, and smoke control systems must be coordinated with structural, mechanical, and electrical designs. Errors in egress planning are a leading cause of plan rejection by the BFP. Active fire suppression systems are mandated in many occupancy types and building sizes. These include automatic sprinkler systems, standpipe systems, fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and manual and automatic alarms. These systems help detect and suppress fires at the early stages. Sprinklers are required in high-rise buildings, hotels, basements, and certain assembly and mercantile occupancies. Standpipe systems must be installed in buildings over 4 stories to assist firefighters during operations. Locations of fire hose cabinets and hydrants must be coordinated with the BFP standards. As the architect, you must work closely with fire protection engineers, To incorporate these systems into your design without compromising the space usage, circulation, or aesthetics. Proper coordination also ensures minimal disruption during construction and better chances of permit approval. High-risk occupancies, such as chemical plants, power stations, fuel depots, and hospitals, require specialized fire protection systems. These may include gas-based suppression systems, fire dampers, hazardous material containment, and redundant egress routes for non-ambulatory occupants. In hospitals and care homes, special considerations include refuge areas, fire doors with delayed egress, and compartmentalized zoning to prevent rapid fire spread. These occupancies have unique hazards and vulnerable populations that require stricter code compliance. Architects designing such facilities must consult not only with the BFP but also with specialty consultants, including environmental engineers, chemical safety experts, and medical planners. The 2019 IRR mandates full risk assessment reports for these buildings as part of the fire safety documentation. The FSIC, or Fire Safety Inspection Certificate, is a mandatory document issued by the BFP before any building can be occupied or renewed for use. It certifies that the structure complies with all fire safety requirements under RA 9514. Without this certificate, a building permit or occupancy permit is considered invalid. The process begins with the submission of the Fire Safety Evaluation Clearance or FSEC during the design stage, followed by the inspection of installed systems during construction. A fire safety checklist is used to verify conformance with the approved plans. All findings are recorded and used to determine compliance. Architects must prepare complete documentation for fire safety features, including layout plans, equipment schedules, certification from suppliers, and test results. Coordination with contractors is also critical, as on-site installations must match what was approved. Delays in the FSIC issuance can halt occupancy and lead to penalties. Architects are required under RA 9514 and the Professional Regulatory Law RA 9266 to integrate fire safety systems into their design and documentation. Your architectural fire and life safety plan becomes part of the construction documents submitted to the BFP and must comply with all code requirements. You are also required to sign and seal fire safety drawings, which means you bear professional liability for any deficiencies or false declarations. The law holds you accountable, not only for design errors but also for lapses in coordination with the contractors and specialists that may compromise fire protection. Ethically, the architect must go beyond minimum compliance and advocate for life-saving design. This includes the thoughtful placement of exits, clear wayfinding systems, and early incorporation of passive protection. As designers of public safety, your influence has a direct impact on the well-being of users and first responders alike. Violations of RA 9514 carry severe penalties. This includes fines, imprisonments, closure orders, and suspension or revocation of professional licenses. Architects who misrepresent fire safety plans or fail to coordinate essential fire protection components may be charged with gross negligence or misconduct. The 2019 IRR details offenses such as unauthorized occupancy without FSIC, non-installation of approved systems, tampering with safety devices, or failure to maintain fire exits. For architects, failure to submit correct plans or sign documents under false pretense is both a legal and ethical breach. Professional accountability extends to post-occupancy. If a building experiences fire-related loss due to non-compliance, courts may investigate not just contractors and owners, but also the design professionals who endorse the plans. Maintaining integrity in the fire safety documents is therefore non-negotiable. Architects must prepare and submit various documents to demonstrate fire safety compliance and life safety plans. Floor plans with egress paths, fire protection layouts, material specifications, and emergency lighting locations. These documents must follow standardized formats as required by the BFP. The plan set must show the exit and exit signs, sprinkler and smoke detector locations, fire extinguisher placements, fire escape ladders, smoke vents and dampers. Coordination drawings with mechanical and electrical plans are necessary to avoid system conflicts. Supporting documentation must include the manufacturer certifications, the engineer's computation for water supply and pump capacity, and affidavits of installation. Errors or omission in any of these can result in permit denial, fines, or legal challenges. Diligent preparation of fire safety submissions is part of your core responsibility. So in summary, RA 9514 establishes a comprehensive framework for fire prevention, protection, and life safety in the built environment. The law mandates fire-resistant materials, egress systems, suppression equipment, and proper design documentation, all subject to review by the BFP and enforced through permits and inspections. The 2019 revised IRR strengthens the architect's responsibilities in ensuring full code compliance, coordination with engineering systems, and ethical standards of public safety. Fire safety must be embedded from pre-design to post-construction and maintained through the life of the building. So for your weekly assignment, I'll be posting this on our Padlet link. So you choose one occupancy classification. It should either be assembly, educational, residential, and prepare a two-page fire code compliant brief. So you include the fire safety layouts, identify applicable fire protection systems, and cite relevant sections of the 2019 IRR. Submission would be due next meeting, and I'll be posting the details at the Padlet. So see you class next meeting.